All right. Somebody said they between Bible study. Okay.
Well, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. Woo woo. I was almost nervous just a little bit because technology always want to crash on you last minute. But let me know if you guys can see us. Let me know if you can hear us. Um yeah. I'm gonna give it a second. Oh, the comments are killing me already.
Let me read them.
Hey y'all. We have Sheree in the building just causing chaos. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this live. Thank you for joining. We're so excited to have this conversation. We actually filmed a pregame, which is going to be on Fo's channel. And it's hilarious. I just feel like we're going to have a great conversation about hair. When it comes to hair, I can talk about it in my sleep. So let's make this fun. Let's bring the energy, bring in the questions because, Fo, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but I'm going to just let everybody know that she is an OG when it comes to this no oil, no butter detox situation. And we have questions. The girls have questions, Fo. I hope you're ready.
I am. Hi everyone. My name is Paula Adunni. I guess you could say I am a beauty culturalist. And I got that term from Madam T.J. Walker. So you all should look up the history of beauty culturalists. I got from Madam T.J. Walker, but I am here on YouTube. I discuss natural hair, I discuss lifestyle, but also I am a PhD student, and my dissertation does revolve around natural hair, as well as some other issues related to the Black body. I'm also an undergraduate instructor. So I guess that's me. Check me out here on YouTube, Paula Adunni.
She got a whole roster under her name, y'all. All right, girl. So let's set the room, as people say on Clubhouse. If you're joining us, we are going to be talking or discussing this detox situation and also just I think styling too, because I just really feel like you got the wash and go down pack. Like, look at her hair, y'all. Like, I don't know what she did, but we're about to get into it. We also have apple juice. I hope you have your cup, okay? I have a lovely cup of apple juice, aka champagne, and Fo has a little sun too.
Yeah, a little rosé. I put it. It's in here.
Yes, it's in here.
In here, Mrs.
It's the subliminal messages for me. All right, so please let us know how long you've been doing this detox or how long you've been on this journey, because it's no longer a detox for you. It's a lifestyle, right?
Yes. And I'm not too picky about the language. I know some people are picky about the language, but I'm not. So I've been doing things, in alignment with Black Girl Curls, as well as some other stylists like Hydro Barcelona since December 2019. So that's how long I've been doing it. And I actually, I guess you could say big chop. I got all my hair cut off in the year 2020 and I regrew it. So this is 19 months worth of hair.
Okay. You look like you got some decent growth. That's another question that I've actually gotten a lot in my videos, because I did a whole series on no oil and butter. I mean, that's how we found each other. And a lot of people were like, I have not seen not one person that's done the detox and grown their hair or not using oils and butter and have long hair. So people really want to see the results. And I mean, I think your hair is fabulous.
Yes. So I think that this is probably my best length retention throughout I've been natural for over a decade. I've had different lengths of hair, but this is my best length retention. So I have, in the longer parts, I have over 12 inches of hair. And then in the shorter parts, it's a little bit over 8 inches. So yeah, some good length retention for it being less than 2 years. I'm really happy about it. And I only wear washing those. So
Only?
Yes, only.
How
Washing
about
goes my base style.
What about
Like,
single strand knots? Like the girls want to know. I just feel like I'm hearing everybody's thoughts in my ears saying, Jen, please ask about single strand knots.
so when it comes to single strand knots, I don't really get them unless it's time for me to get a trim. So I only get single strand knots when it's time for me to get a trim. And I also will get single strand knots if I use like a cleanser that's too aggressive. So if I use a shampoo that's too aggressive for the moment, like I didn't need the stuff on my hair is not that heavy, then the shampoo will cause my hair to kind of tangle and web, and that could cause knots. So there's that too. Or if my hair isn't defined and I take too long to shampoo, condition, and reset it. So if I wear my hair in a washing fro, I know I cannot leave it in more than 3 days, or we will have some possible tangles on our hands. So the definition is really helpful.
So you're saying a wash and fro causes more single strand knots for you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I see some questions coming in about hair typing. Could you describe your hair? Because I can see some.
Oh,
I see different textures or curl patterns.
Yeah. So I don't hair type. I don't hair type, and the reason why I don't hair type is because my hair is a chameleon. So my hair can be flatter than this and look different. There are certain mousses I can put on my hair and my curls will expand. If I put a cream on my hair that has a light hold, I have a complete fro, no picking required. So I don't hair type because my hair really can't, it's hard to fit it into a lot of the ideas that we associate with the different hair types.
But if you had to, like, categorize by section, what would you say?
Oh!
If we want to go lower half, sides and top,
okay. So the reason why I don't want to do that is because, like, you will say, I'll say like a hair type, and people will be like, "See, I knew it. That's why it's so easy for her to do X, Y, Z." And I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. Now, I can't tell you, huh?
No, go ahead. I just have so many. I can't with the questions. I have so many questions.
Yeah, so I can say some of my hair characteristics. So my strand size is medium to coarse. I think that some of my strands might not be quite coarse, but they're a little bit bigger than medium. So I don't have any fine hair on my head. Absolutely no fine strands. I'm high density, and in terms of my surface texture, I'm somewhere in between silky and coarse. I'm not 100% silky, but I'm not 100% coarse. I'm somewhere in
you're just not categorizing your thing in anything. You're not silky, you're not coarse, you're not hair typing. You're avoiding all of the questions. I see you.
It's not avoiding. I think that my hair confuses a lot of people. Like when they see my hair in the thumbnail, they'll be like, okay, so she must be silky. Like I had somebody tell me in my DMs, they were like, oh, so your hair is slippery. My hair's not slippery like that. And I'm like, you said my hair is slippery. Like, and when I went to the salon, the stylist was doing my hair, and I told her somebody said my hair was slippery, and she was like, I don't know how they got that. So it's just like, I don't know. The most accurate description is I'm between silky and coarse.
And I mean, I guess you have different, from what I can see, at least, it looks like you have different curl patterns as well. And like, which makes it very possible that you would have different surface textures as well, right?
Yes.
I think a lot of us actually have different curl patterns. Some of us may have one that's more prominent than others. For example, I would say one side of my head is a tiny bit looser, and I would say in curl, like tiny bit. You can't even tell if my hair is out, but me being in my hair, I can tell. And the other side is a bit thicker, so I have more strands on one side of my head than I have on the other. So I mean, things can be very different when it comes to the characteristics, I guess, of our hair.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's why you see this portion right here from the center of my head, it can flop down. Yeah. But the sides, they're going to go out. Yeah. So.
Okay. So when's the last time you got a haircut? I'm curious.
My haircut was July 15th. So recent.
Pretty fresh. Because I mean, this cut, my God, it's like cutting through my soul. I can just.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people, they're like, oh, those cutty kinky stylists, they do those same 3 haircuts They don't, people don't like the haircuts, but the haircut is beneficial to me. Basically the haircut on wash and goes is beneficial to me because I have so many drastically different curl sizes and curl textures. So
plus it allows you to set your hair exactly how you want to set it when you do your wash and goes, right? Like you don't have to fight with your ends. You don't have to worry about how is it going to dry. You already know how it's going to go based on your haircut.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the detox. Everybody wants to know. I want to know. But just to give you guys a little recap, if you are listening to this lovely conversation, if I might just say so myself, we are talking about the detox of natural hair. We're talking about the no oil, no butter method. And it involves, hear me out, I didn't come up with this, I'm the messenger. Shampoo, condition, and style. 3 steps with no pre-poo, no leave-in. I mean, you could use a leave-in depending on the style you are going for, but really they advise you to keep it simple, silly, and do your shampoo, your conditioner, and styling with a few gels. Perhaps 1 gel, perhaps 3 gels, depending, again, on the result that you want. So very simple way of going about it, but very different than what we've always done. If you are a subscriber of mine, I mean, you already know we're pre-pooing, we're deep conditioning, we're leave-inning, we are oiling, we're doing all of that. But apparently, we don't actually need to do all of that. I just want to point out that I've been doing this for about 5 weeks now, and there is some growing pains. I do feel really weird when I do my hair. However, my hair feels nice. I hate to admit it. I almost wanted to hate this so badly. But I can't lie to y'all. Like, my hair is very fluffy. You know, she is giving what she was supposed to give. She understood the assignment, and I didn't even give her an assignment. Like, how? How are you going to school more prepared? I don't understand it. So that's basically what the detox is about. If you guys have any questions, we are more than happy to answer. But I really want to get into the products. So when it comes to this, there are some recommended products that the Stylist, Black Girl Curls, if you guys want to check them out, or Jennifer Rose. I don't know who initially came up with this or started doing this, because people said they've been doing it for so long, and I don't know where it started.
So, so I can provide some perspective on that. So Black Girl Curls, they specifically started the detox, so the 30-day hair detox, which was a challenge that they created, I want to say over 5 years ago, where they were encouraging people to not use oil or butter, or you've explained it here on the channel. Yeah, you've explained what the detox is. And they also partnered that with free education. So they started that over 5 years ago. And Jennifer Rose is a stylist that's been saying, don't use oils on your hair for a really long time. So that's the difference there.
That's the difference. Okay. All right. Well, there's some recommended products that they suggest you use. They're high quality products. They are expensive products, I would say. So let's talk about that. Pricing when it comes to these products, and also availability, right? Because I'm in Canada and I am still waiting for the Doux to come and get delivered, and the borders have it. I don't know where it is, but my money's gone and I don't have products, and it's hard to get these products when it comes to, you know, depending on where you live, and also accessibility, or even how expensive they are.
Yeah, so with the price of the products, so I think that something that's important to consider is like the context for Black Girl Curls. Okay. I think that they made is the air conditioning too loud? Can you hear me good? I don't know.
I hear you good. Okay. If anybody has any issues hearing us, let us know in the chat. But I hear you just fine. Okay,
yeah. So with the products, Black Girl Curls context, they're making it that decision within the United States. They're saying, you know, they were looking at what largely Black women were spending, and Black women are spending so much despite being such a small percentage of the population when it comes to beauty. They were already spending that money. And so with Black Girl Curls, I want to say that says that they provided recommendations of high quality products. And I know that among a lot of their U.S. consumers, they've actually said that they've saved money with buying the higher quality products. Yes, they're expensive, but they last quite a while. So there's that. But there will always be people, because of the state that, you know, Black people are in globally, there will always be people that can't access products because of the price. But then also there's that point of location that we have to consider. And I know that currently some of the stylists that Black Girl Curls have worked with, they are working to figure out how to add a global spin to things. Like I know Elaine of Yes Her Studio, Elaine is getting ready to go to Ghana. And when she goes to Ghana, she's already thinking about what type of products will they be using, how she can make some of the things that she's learned from Black Girl Curls fit the lifestyle of the women and the other people that she teaches there. So Black Girl Curls, they're the expense of the products that they recommend, it comes from a very their context in the United States. And it has saved some people in the United States money. But overall, you know, once you look at things globally, there's an issue there. There's an issue there of access. But like I said, some of the stylists that they work with are already thinking through those things. So maybe it's just because we're seeing the beginning stages of what Black Girl Curls is now. And we don't know what they're going to evolve into in the future. Okay. So in terms of product recommendations.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, we all spend money in areas that serves us, right? Sometimes I spend money on things that I know I don't really need, but I want. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like we prioritize what's important to us. And we've always been buying hair products. The thing is, even before I was an influencer, I would always buy products, whether that was skincare or hair care. So now if you know exactly what you're buying, when you're buying it, especially if these products are going to last, then I can see how you could save over time because you're not buying a ton of products. You just know exactly what you want.
Yeah, like I spent $50 on my conditioner, a liter of conditioner. It's going to last me 5 months.
Damn, girl, $50?
Yeah, but it's going to last me 5 months.
What conditioner is this?
I bought, and I'm not recommending this to you because I've gotten to a point, let me say this real quick. I've gotten to a point where I've learned my hair and I've learned what I needed to know from Black Girl Curls. So I do what I want to do when it comes to products. So I use the Briogeo Don't Despair Super Moisture Conditioner, not the deep conditioner with the protein, with the bit of protein. I'm using the regular conditioner by Briogeo, the Super Moisture one.
Okay, interesting. Thank you for the disclaimer there, Bo.
Yes. Yes. You know, people will go out and buy something and then say,
"Oh my God, Bo said
hair dry."
And it's just a matter of how you're using the products as well, right? Like I think what they also emphasize is methods. They say don't worry so much about the products. How you're going about taking care of your hair matters. I mean, I like to say that products still kind of matter in the whole process. Depending on the product that you're using, for example, the gel, the quality of the gel, that's where I would want to spend my money personally because that's the product that's going to stay on my hair. And I don't want some plastic stuff on my hair. That's what makes our hair feels really bad, and that's the reason why we stay away from gel. So I would say that the type of gel that you use does matter.
Now I will say there's some less expensive combinations that you can throw down with. I guess I'll give y'all this hint if you want to know what the combinations are. You should check out Hydro Bar Salon. Check them out and see if y'all want to know some of those more inexpensive combinations that they're using their nurture gel now, but before they were using their nurture gel, they were using something else, and it worked pretty good. There are some inexpensive gel combinations that could work really good. You just have to learn how to start subbing stuff out. But when you first start out, that's not the best thing for you to do for your hair. Use what you're told to use.
Just stick with it, because you said now you're using whatever you want. Obviously, with the knowledge that you've taken from the detox, you know how your hair is supposed to feel, so you're doing your own thing. But before, did you stick to the detox exactly how they described it?
Actually, initially, I was a little bit rebellious. Because I was working at Sally Beauty. And that's also where I get a lot of my understanding from. So the basic Cosmo education that was offered at Sally Beauty. So I wanted to use stuff from the store that I had my discount on. And so I was using stuff from the store. And that's how I learned that, you know, certain gels will have your hair flat to your head and you look like it'll just look a fool. No movement, no nothing. But this over here will give you movement and this and that and this. And so that's how I learned a lot of stuff about how products work, because I was a little bit rebellious at first. And then I also have issues with asthma and allergies. So I also had some issues with some of the products they recommended. So there's that.
I see. And the products that you use, you just really didn't like them.
Which products? Talking about the products that they recommended?
No, the one that you were trying to get from Sally's.
So the ones from Sally's, they were okay. But then when I took things to another level, that's when I realized, oh, this is what quality feels like. I was like, wait a minute now. Like, for example, you know, that Ouidad cleansing oil shampoo that you use, that I use now too. I had to switch shampoos because of my allergy situation. But after I use that Ouidad shampoo and then I go in with my conditioner, my hair is like butter.
I love that shampoo. I have to say, that Ouidad shampoo, I don't know what's in it, girl. And it's funny because, you know, the first thing when I was going into this, there was don't use oils, don't use butter. And the Ouidad shampoo, it says it's like oil cleansing shampoo, whatever. Ugh, girl. I don't know it's like luxurious. I feel like I am in Dubai when I just crack open that bottle. It's like, yes, yeah. Jesus, I got money.
Yes. So I guess specifically the thing with them is they don't like raw oils and butters. And I think that, I know that you didn't get caught up in this, but I know a lot of people got lost in the sauce and they thought that meant no raw oil and butter at all. So people were like, okay, so what the hell am I supposed to put on my hair?
Yeah.
Water? I heard some people saying it's the water only method. And I'm like, no, it's not water only. It's just oil and butter well incorporated into a product. And I know some people feel like that means the oil and butter, the benefits are watered down, but in all actuality, in some cases, it can be enhanced. Maybe the qualities of the oil and butter has been enhanced.
And a lot of the products that they suggest, when I was doing my research, they have oils in them. They have butters, they have coconut oil, like everything that they say to stay away from in terms of their raw form, it's formulated in the product. So it's not a matter of oils and butters are bad. Is that we don't need raw oils and butters as much as we think that we do.
Yeah, and I guess something else I wanted to clarify really quickly too. I've said the incomplete statement, but I've become more eloquent in how to say it. It's not that oils and butters they create this impermeable barrier on the hair. Not that they create this impermeable, airtight, water locking barrier on the hair. It's just that oils and butters can repel enough water to be damaging to the hair. And that can differ from person to person. And I've personally experienced where oil and butter has repelled enough water to be damaging to my hair. So there's that.
Okay, well, let's get into that's. I feel like that's a deep conversation we're getting into, but someone has a question that I want to squeeze in before we keep going.
Okay.
Taylene asks, can you talk about the feeling of hair and the difference between hydrated versus dry versus dehydrated hair? I feel like that's a loaded question.
Oh, okay. So, so hair being dehydrated isn't necessarily a feeling. It isn't necessarily a feeling. It's hair behavior, and I'm using language that I've learned largely from Black Pros, but also from my own personal experience. Like, for example, my hair right now, when I touch it, it isn't extremely soft. It doesn't feel like a pillow. It feels like my hair. It has a bit of a wiry, spongy texture. Now, does that mean that my hair is dehydrated or dry? No, that's just the feeling of my hair. Different people's hair feels like different things, like different fabrics. But if I go to shampoo and condition my hair and I'm having all these tangles and knots and things like that on a regular basis, that's a possible indication that my hair is dry. That's a possible indication that my hair is dehydrated. If my hair was breaking, that's a possible indication that my hair is dehydrated, if it's breaking. So I think that's where the information that Black Girl Curls offers is really useful. If you want to get into see some curls, it's a good investment where they can really explain things in detail to you about the behavior of dehydrated hair or dry hair. Because I'm a consumer, I'm explaining to the best of my ability, but yeah, it's a hair behavior.
All right. So tangles is kind of like an indication that your hair is dry.
It's a possible indication. I say possible because other things can make your hair tangle.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go through your journey a little bit because you've been doing this, you said, since September 2019.
December.
December.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said September. Sorry, my bad, girl. Clearly, the apple juice is kicking in.
No.
Did you have any growing pains at the beginning? How long did it take you for you to really feel like, you know what, I'm never going back to oils and butters ever again? And what does your hair feels like now? You know, like, can you walk us through that journey? Because from what you described to me in your the conversation we had on your channel, is that you have low porosity hair and you never liked oils and butters.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the first thing is that I can identify with a lot of characteristics people associate with low porosity, but I don't put a label. Here I go with the no labels. I don't put a label on my porosity because it's just too confusing, and it's just better for me to just think of my hair behavior.
I kind of wish there was a way to test porosity that was more scientific versus, let's say, the cup of water, or how long it takes for your hair to dry or not. I mean, like, how long is too long? How long is slow? Like, I kind of wish there was a scientific way of going about it, personally.
Yes. I actually, there is to my knowledge. I remember there was somebody named like Goose Footprints, or have you heard of Sciencey Hair Blog? I know, because you've been natural a while. I'm sure.
Natural Haven?
No, Sciencey Hair Blog. But
no.
You can actually send your hair. You can actually used to be able to send your hair to her, and she would do an analysis of your hair, a scientific analysis. I know. Okay. I know. It's crazy. So I know of at least one person who used to do the scientific analysis of the hair and could tell you about your porosity. But what did you ask me? I already forgot.
Your journey about you know, how was it at the beginning, middle, and now in terms of your hair? Did you have any growing pains? And you never liked oils and butter, so that method is kind of like music to your ears, right?
Yeah. So I never really. So throughout my whole natural hair journey, even with shampooing every 7 days, when I put products heavy in oil and butter or raw oil and butter on my hair, I would have this extra hard, extra crispy feel to my hair. So finding out about Black Girl Curls was a godsend for me, because I was like, you mean I can take care of my hair without any of this product that's making my hair feel extra crunchy? So there was that. So me dropping oil and butter, that wasn't a problem for me. I was like, oh, I don't need this for the rest of my life. I don't need that. I have no reason to use it. Like,
I mean, I like you, but we can't be friends when you're talking about oils like that. I'm sorry, girl. We're gonna have to choose better words. Be gentle.
Yeah, but that's for my hair specifically. I don't tell. Since about like August of 2020, I realized that online, I'm not gonna tell anybody else about their hair. Do what you need to do for your hair. It's my hair. Absolutely. So I mean, there's that. I will say that the most painful thing for me was having to get the haircuts that I got, or that I chose to get. I know that a lot of people, when they're introduced to Black Girl Curls, or when they go to a Cut It Kinky stylist, those are stylists associated with Black Girl Curls, their Cut It Kinky stylist might tell them, look, you've been doing XYZ to your hair. We got to chop it all off, baby. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, not my hair. And I just sucked it up, and actually didn't get one shortcut. I got several shortcuts because I had quite a bit of hair, maybe 2 to 3 years worth of hair. So I got my hair cut about 3 to 4 inches continuously throughout the year of 2020 to get my hair cut off, to remove the damage. I kept getting it cut short and short and short to remove the damage that I had previously. And I would say that was a major growing pain. That was painful for me. I was embarrassed. I felt like I had done something really, really bad for my hair to be that short. But I eventually grew to love the short haircut. And I actually kind of missed it. I missed one of the short haircuts I had where the sides were really tight. And this part was so high because it was sitting on this hair right here. Oh, it looks so sharp. So I missed that short haircut. But
I love short hair. Personally, I have another big chop in me. I always say that because I don't know, short hair is just it's so cool. You know, like I don't know how to describe it.
It's fresh.
And yeah, it's smooth. You know, like it doesn't matter what you do to her. Like people that cut their hair and they can't wait to grow back, I always tell them you are missing out, because once your hair grows back, then you're going to miss having it short.
Yeah, and I had my frustrations also. I've heard you talk about this. I I didn't have any problems doing an afro, doing a wash and fro. I could do cute fros. That was not an issue. But me trying to do like a salon quality wash and go, oh, that took me a long time.
That took me a long time. I've watched their videos. I've seen how they do their wash and goes. And literally my last wash and go, I was watching the video as I was doing my hair. And I still feel like it's so complicated. It's you have to do it, I guess, enough time to the point that you can feel what your hair is supposed to feel like. I think that's what it is, because I'm like, I see what you're doing. I do the same thing, and I don't really know. I don't know.
Look good. I feel like I didn't see anything wrong with your last wash and go. I think that something that made it so hard for me was that I was an overachiever. I was trying to do a wash and go good enough for me to just be able to go in and get a haircut and come back out. You not even have to style my hair. That's how good I wanted to get.
Okay, I see. Well, I mean, I thought my hair looked good too. Honestly, I never see my hair like this, so it's just so new, so fresh, so different for me. But a lot of people were saying I still needed more water, and I'm like, girl, well, sis, how? Explain that to me, because I felt like my hair was so saturated with water and products that it was just dripping all over the place. Like it could not take in any more water. My hair was no mess. She was like, no.
I think another thing that people have to learn to do when they hook up with Black Girl Curls, and that I've learned to do, I've made this mistake in the past. Do not give people advice they didn't ask for. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not overwhelm people with this information that you've learned from Black Girl Curls. And I apologize to anybody I may have overwhelmed with information from Black Girl Curls in the past, because I was just on fire when I got this new knowledge. But keep it to yourself. Be excited. If people ask about it, that's when you tell them. Don't get all in people's YouTube comments giving advice. I made that mistake, because that can be really annoying. And then also you have to learn your hair for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go back to the conversation of porosity, because so many people have questions about porosity, and also a lot of people are saying it's hard for me to keep up with all the comments, but a lot of people are saying that porosity changes constantly, apparently medical reasons or whatever reasons, so it's not a good indication of how we should be taking care of our hair. What is your take on people feeling that porosity is going to determine if you're successful with this detox and consequently, continuing with this method? Some people feel if you have low porosity, then great, don't use oils, but if you have high porosity, hang on to your castor oil. What is your take on that?
Well, first and foremost, we've said this before, people have to do what they feel most comfortable with for their hair. That's the first thing. I think the second thing, I feel like people really shouldn't. I don't like talking about other people's hair. Let me move
okay, let's put a little disclaimer first before you even answer. This is a safe space. Yeah. This is Fo's opinion. She is allowed to have her own opinion, guys. Of course, at the end of the day, do what works for you, boo-boo. We are still team. Be happy. Do what works. We love you regardless. Even if you want to use oil or butter or not use oil or butter. It really does not determine how we're going to feel about you. Okay, all the disclaimers are out. Anything else, insert disclaimer here that I just didn't say. But yeah, all love from here. Folks, speak your mind, girl. Let the internet have it.
I feel like if you want to try the 30-day hair detox, make sure you get the accurate information from Black Girl Curls and try it. Don't worry about porosity. Don't worry about porosity. Go ahead and give it a try. Because, I think also people might be concerned about, they're saying porosity, but I think also people might have a specific way that they want their hair to feel. They might have a specific way they want their hair to look. And there are ways that you can tweak the detox in your favor. You know what I'm saying? The detox is just no raw oil or butter. And it's only temporary also. That's another thing about the detox. It's only for 30 days. It's only for 30 days. And there are products that have that don't have coconut oil, castor oil, or shea butter in the top 5 ingredients that are still rich in emollients, still rich in oils and things, maybe lighter oils and fatty alcohols and things like that people can enjoy if they're saying that they feel like they need oils and butters.
And
So
I just want to
there's
say, I've been using some of these expensive shishi ass botanical gels, whatever. And girls, they feel lovely. Okay, even if you need to give yourself a gift once a year on your birthday, you have to try these products. They're really nice. They're expensive, but they're really nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. It's you all don't. I feel like sometimes for some people, porosity, if it's helpful to you, then keep it. But if it's confusing to you, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and try the detox if you're interested in the detox. Try it the right way. Make sure you get the verbatim information from Black Girl Curls. Or look at Jen's video. She talks about it in great detail. Come on now.
I mean, if you want entertainment and education in one video, you already know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch it up a little bit. You were thinking you needed disclaimers before, but I think you're gonna need more disclaimers now. A lot of people, especially when it comes to doing wash and goes, they feel like they can only do wash and goes on this method, and I just want to cut that to the bud, whatever the saying is, because I didn't do a wash and go today, and I didn't use any oils, or at least raw oils and butter. So wash and goes is not the only style that you can do. However, a lot of people feel like they can't do wash and goes because it doesn't look like somebody else's wash and go. If I do a wash and go, it doesn't look like your hair. And I kind of wish I came on with a wash and go today, but I was tired of doing wash and goes. I'm not like you, Fo. You can do wash and goes for the rest of your life, and I like to style my hair every week in something different. You know, Bae does not.
You remember I can make my wash and goes look different. You remember we talked about that. I can make my wash and go look fluffy, like how it looks today. I can make it look flatter. I can make my curls look bigger. I can do all sorts of things because I understand different products and things like that.
True.
Yeah.
But I also like a lot of different styles. So let's talk about how problematic I feel it can be, the way we talk about our hair, right? My hair can't do this. My hair can't do that. It's also because it's not as defined as someone else's hair. It's not as defined as someone's wash and go. And like when I was going through the course and also watching a lot of the videos on Instagram, I would say, you know, it came to me too. She has a looser texture. Of course it's working for her. Her hair is in the 3 ABCs. Of course it's working for her. My texture would never look like that. So how problematic do you think that it is to display these looser textures, especially when it comes to Black women? The majority of us, we have 4C hair. I know we don't want to categorize, but we have tighter, coilier textures, a lot of us.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of what's being shown out there, especially when it comes to this method, is looser hair. Or people feeling like, which is what I said in my last video, that we were kind of chasing curls. I'm spending so much time trying to define my hair to look a certain way when I'm happy with my hair just being a fro.
Yeah. So I think that one thing is that a lot of Black women, they think they have 4C hair, but they don't. I think that a lot of, like, you remember I sent you some pictures, but some people, as they go through the process, the process of a 30-day hair detox and using certain higher quality products, they'll be shocked as their curls over time become more defined.
Okay, I'm actually going to see if I can show some of these pictures. Let's see how my techie skills are, but go ahead and talk and I'll show some of these pictures.
Some people will be shocked at how when they apply certain products, when they apply certain hair care methods, or when they are continuous about certain hair care methods, how their definition will begin to pop more over time. And then also, it is a lot of internal work for some people to look at their texture and see it doesn't have a certain type of definition and accept it. And what's crazy is I had a totally different experience with definition. I initially became natural because I saw an undefined Afro puff in middle school, and I said, "Hey, I want that." So I've always been in pursuit of more voluminous, undefined hair. The reason why I enjoy definition currently is because definition is like a protective style for my hair. My hair being hydrated and being defined keeps my hair from tangling. It prevents single strand knots. So definition is extremely useful for me. So there's that. So the portrayal of looser curls with the hydrating defines or the wash and goes that Black Girl Curls does, I think that it's not that people with looser curls are being selected. I think it's that a lot of people, once they go through the process, their curls end up being looser than they thought they would be.
Okay.
So there's that. So some people, you might have this fuzzy, fluffy cotton ball. Like, I don't have to pick my hair out to have a true afro. I should have sent you some pictures of my hair in afro. I don't have to pick my hair out or anything to have an afro. But once I put certain things on it in a certain way, then I'll get a more defined result. And like I said, I can even get a flatter result. So
now it looks
a lot of times people haven't been,
It looks, I'm trying to show the pictures that you sent me, and it kind of looks a little crazy. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah.
Woo! Now I'm messing up. Okay, this is what I want to show. I don't know if you guys can even see that. No? Can y'all see this?
Oh, Lord. It looks like the Matrix. I'm looking at it.
Okay. We're taking it away. Never mind.
Oh, it's doing that thing where it's like 1,000 screens.
Is it worse?
No.
Did I mess it up?
It's okay. I think I see something. Yeah, I see something.
Oh no, people are saying they have a frozen screen. Now things are completely messed up. Hold on.
Somebody said Fo is chasing curls. Yes, I am. I'm chasing the curls that I naturally have.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sheree said 4C hair does exist, and that's also okay. Okay, so people that have super tiny curls that look like they're in like a pin, they do exist, and that's perfectly fine. My mom actually has those super tiny curls. But I think that we shouldn't limit, and this is not what Sheree was saying. I think that we shouldn't limit what people's hair can do to the size of their curls. Like, for example, my mom, she does wash and goes quite easily, and she has these super tiny curls, and she didn't even have to do the detox. Her hair curls very easily because it's low density. She has fine strands, and she also has really small, tight curls. So it's very simple for her to get defined hair, and for it to look a way that she likes. So there's that factor too. People limit people to just one thing. Like, everything is about curl diameter. There's so many other different aspects to people's hair. So.
Oh God, is it still frozen? Not frozen anymore. Okay, we're good. Okay, thank you for letting me know, y'all. Anyways, I can't show y'all the pictures I wanted to show you, but basically, it's in line with what you're saying right now. When people are saying 4C doesn't exist, I don't know if I wouldn't say I agree with that sentence. I feel like people are using 4C doesn't exist because it's kind of like a inflammatory sentence, right? It's going to get people's attention. It's going to tell you to say, oh, wait, what do you mean? It's not that 4C doesn't exist. Is some people believe that the hair typing chart does not exist. Why are they saying 4C? Why not 4A? Why not 3C? I just feel like saying something like that is going to get someone's attention, and then we can actually talk about the detox. So for me, I've said it in the past too in one of my lives, I don't believe that the hair typing chart is malicious. I think we can use it for what it is. We can use it for good, especially from someone who's an influencer. I talk to a lot of people through a screen. I don't know what they look like. They know what I look like. And if someone slides in my DM and they say, hey, I have 4C hair, I have an idea of what their hair looks like. Doesn't say anything about, how to take care of their hair. Doesn't say anything about porosity. Doesn't say anything about what their hair likes, doesn't like. But it visually tells me something when it comes to their hair. If you say you have 3C or 4A, it's a visual representation of a range of what your hair could potentially look like. That's how I look at it, and that is it, right? Not something for us to fight about, not something for us to keep going at it. It's just a visual representation. Now, some people may agree with that, some people may not agree with that, but I think saying the sentence of 4C doesn't exist is kind of like trying to get people's attention. It's an inflammatory sentence.
So I want to say with Black Girl Curl specifically, Elise did do a video on her channel where she talked about your 3C hair is Greek to me. So Elise has had similar, specifically Elise of Black Girl Curl, she has had similar energy for other hair types besides 4C. I think that the reason why 4C might be more prominent right now among Black Girl Crow's discussions is because people are maybe coming to them and saying, my 4C hair can't do this, my 4C hair can't do that. And that's just really saddening because there's more to the hair than the size of the curl. So many different essential elements. That's what Black Girl Curls calls it. And another reason why I stay away from 4C personally is because, I have not had a positive experience with discussions of 4C hair being, how can I delicately approach this? Being Nigerian and being African American. So I've had conversations where people are like, do I want to say this? This is heavy, but let me just go ahead and say it. I've heard
it's a safe place. Did we not have disclaimers earlier? I think we did.
Yeah. So I've heard conversations where people are saying, they're like, African Americans or, people who are Haitian or people from other places, they don't have true 4C hair. We Africans have true 4C hair, or we have 4D hair. And so because I've heard those sort of things being Nigerian, I'm like, I don't want to hear that 4C stuff at all. For me personally, I just hear these alienating conversations, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is happening here? Or I've also heard people say 4C hair to say what their hair can't do, or to compare my hair to theirs. And then when I look at their hair, or I work with their hair, I'm like, girl, what you talking about? Or I'm gonna do the Denise Adore. Girl, shut the fuck up.
Interesting.
Yes, I watched Denise Adore.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know if I've heard, Africans feeling that, Haitians or African American, etc., don't have true 4C hair. I didn't know 4C hair only reside in the motherland,
Yes, and also another thing that gets me about hair typing is that you can find every single hair type in let's limit it to West Africa. You can find every single hair type in West Africa. When you look at these styling pages for like Yellow CC, for example, a hair salon like Yellow CC in Nigeria, you will see that these 100% Nigerian women know white lineage to their knowledge. Some of them have loose hair. Some of them have silky hair. Some of them have tight hair, all these different types of hair. So we put a limited perspective on what Black hair is. Oftentimes we really narrow down what Black hair is. And it's like, no, that's not Black hair. And we give too much credit to whiteness. We give way too much credit to whiteness. We say looser curls come from white people. Somebody's mixed with white. Somebody's mixed with this. And I'm like, do you have any idea how diverse just West Africa is?
Yeah.
Just West Africa. That trait did not stem from white people.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I was going to get ready to say something else, but I think
a lot of it is ignorance too, right? Like, this is why you can't let people online get to you. You don't know where someone's getting some information from and running with it. Someone will probably take a sentence out of this whole conversation, run with it, and said, Jen J said, she worships the white man, Andre Walker, or whatever. I'm sure someone will, but at the end of the day, you just have to, spread the good information that you do know, and you can't control what other people do, basically. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And when it comes to even us being Black, there is a huge, we're so diverse when it comes.
Yes.
We are so diverse. And no, it's not because we're mixed with white or whatever. It's genetics. You know what I mean? And when you start talking about genetics, like, we're not talking about what's surface level. We're talking about blood deep, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let me touch on this really quick. So something that can be beneficial with the 30-day hair detox and with Black Girl Curls in particular, with their advertisements, I do think it would be helpful for them to show that hydrated hair can be in more than one form, which
Absolutely.
They have shown.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with that.
They have shown that.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. And I think people are also taking what they're showing as hydrated hair, which is, something in a wash and go, defined and set to look a certain way. That's hydrated hair. And suddenly, if I have my hair in a fro, it's no longer hydrated. And this is what I made a point in my last video to talk on this when I said we're chasing curls, is the fact that hydration seems to equate curls. And I think that's so problematic. That's the part that really kind of like makes my skin crawl in the whole thing. Other than their language, how they talk to people, that's a whole other conversation. But I don't like how hydration seems to equate curls. It has to look this way, otherwise it's dehydrated. Or 4C hair doesn't exist, it's just dehydrated hair. And I don't believe with that. I don't believe that's the case, because I could literally set my hair in a wash and go, right? And it seems to be hydrated because it has the little ringlets and the curls, and comb that out instantly and have a fro. Suddenly my hair is no longer hydrated. You know what I mean? Hydration is not a look, and I think we need to have that conversation to let people know that, hey, your hair does not have to be in a wash and go to be hydrated.
Yeah, so there are a couple different things that I want to touch on. So I do want to make sure to say that Black Girl Curls has shown other styles for the 30-day hair detox. And they have some other styles that see some curls. The emphasis just seems to have largely been on wash and goes, because I know Elise said that a lot of people struggle with wash and goes, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of them gravitate towards doing wash and goes. But I know that they said in See Some Curls, they're going to start doing some other styles. So I just want to add that, because I never want to misrepresent other Black women, because I wouldn't want to be misrepresented. But I also know that another reason why wash and goes are often shown when it comes to Black Girl Curls in particular is because it's a base style for cutting. They don't blow out the hair and cut it the way that a lot of us are used to. They don't blow it out or flat iron and cut it. They cut it while it's set in a wash and go, so it can have this nice three-dimensional shape. So that contributes to them showing a lot of wash and goes. There's that. And then also, I know recently, Elise posted a video on the Cut It Kinky page, which is the professional page on Instagram, where she showed someone who had an afro, who had just done her hair 2 days ago, and she used Quiet Calm cream from Innersense, and her hair wasn't defined. And Elise was saying her hair is not dehydrated. It's just, she just didn't use a product with hold. So she was touching the afro and she was like, this is good. So and that I
just want to squeeze something in. I hate to cut you off. The reason why I want to squeeze it in is because I've been doing my wash and goes kind of haphazardly. I don't really care if it's perfectly set. And a few days later, if anything, I go in and I mess it up, because I like when my hair is not in my face like yours. I like it when it's out of my face, just standing straight and doing her 4C goodness. That's what I call her.
Yeah.
And I mess it up. I love it this way. And I know my hair is not dehydrated based on how she feels. Like, I can put my fingers in there and I'm like, you know what? I don't even need to moisturize my hair. I don't need to add water to it, because she just feels really nice. She feels really soft. So that's what I mean. Hydration is not a look. It is a behavior. It's a characteristic. You can put your hand in there and feel it. So I like that they're showing a little bit more representation out there, especially when it comes to us 4C girls. We don't want to classify, but some of us with kinkier, tighter coils that don't care so much to set our hair in a wash and go, or some of us don't even want to do a wash and go.
Yeah, and I think that that's perfectly fine. Not wanting to do a wash and go. It's just I think that for some people a wash and go is a triggering thing to them. I think it can be very triggering, because it can be reminiscent of people telling them that they have bad hair, or people telling them that they can't do certain things, or when they went natural, they expected their hair to curl a certain way and it didn't do it. So I think that there could be some aspects of a wash and go that can be triggering to some people. And so you just have to figure out your aesthetic and how you want to look and how you want to show up, and then go with that and figure out. So
by that definition, it's hard to look at someone's hair on a screen and say, hey, it's dehydrated. You have to feel it, right? You have to be able to
not necessarily feel. I'm trying not to sound shady. I've looked at some YouTubers' hair and I've seen them working with their hair, and I've heard them discuss their hair, and I'm like, ooh, their hair is so dehydrated, baby.
Is it based on the look though, or is it based on how they're discussing their hair?
It's the look and how they're discussing their hair. Okay. So I specifically understand that look is in part because of the behavior that they're describing is going on with their hair. So you're right. Hydrated hair is not a look. Well, I guess I added to it and I said this: hydrated hair is not one look. And I also want to add this point. As my hair became more hydrated and I continued to do the type of hair care that I do currently, my curls did become more defined. They did. So defined curls could possibly be
a sign of hydration.
Yeah, a sign of hydration. So more defined curls for some people could be a sign of hydration, in addition to doing the same sort of hair care methods over and over again. So
Okay, I guess basically your baseline would be what your hair looks like when it's wet, saturated in water. You just shampooed, your condition. What your hair looks like at that state. That will give you a better idea of what your baseline for hydration is.
Not necessarily, because some people's hair, the condition of their hair has been through so many things. How it responds to water is kind of.
Okay, after you do the 30-day detox.
No, even after some people do the 30-day hair detox, their hair has been through so much. We talked about this before. Some people, I know them. I'm not trying to call out any of my friends and family. They don't wash their hair. They don't do nothing to their hair. They don't wash it for a very long time. They put braids in, and I'm not shaming because this is a part of our culture. I've done it too. They put their braids in for about 4 months. They kind of rub that scalp with a little bit of sea breeze or some tea tree oil, and they spray their hair with some braid spray. But their hair is so dry, and it's being cut up by that braiding hair. Sometimes synthetic braiding hair can cut up the hair really bad. So, I mean, it's just the condition of their hair is almost like for some people, they got to start all over.
Okay, so your hair is it's too far gone at that point. You just gotta grow a whole new head. But okay, you had to grow a whole new head of hair, right?
Yes.
Why was that? What were you doing before?
I was using such a heavy amount of oil and butter that the shampoos that I was using every 7 days wasn't able to clean off enough oil and butter to make sure that the amount of water that I needed in my hair to maintain my hair's flexibility and integrity, the shampoos weren't cutting it.
Were you clarifying at all?
So no, I was not clarifying because I didn't know about clarifying. So, but when I did get my first clarifying treatment, it was a deep cleansing treatment. It was a Malibu treatment. I got a clarifying treatment from a stylist, and I went back home and I put the oil and I think it was just the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. I put that on my hair by itself, and my hair went back to having this hard, crispy feeling after one application after this deep cleansing treatment. So I just realized from that I don't like putting heavy oils. I don't like the feel of putting heavy oils and butters on my hair. But yes, clarifying is extremely important. I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about. And honestly, I watched a video from What the Kink, Kayla, a couple years ago saying you need to clarify your hair, and I didn't understand what the heck she was saying. So there are some YouTubers that have been saying clarify your hair, but everything didn't actually click for me until I started learning from Black Girl Curls, and they have those modules there, and you can ask questions. So that's not. Some YouTubers have been saying clarify your hair. It's just that I didn't understand what they were saying. I'm like, yeah, I'm clarifying. I'm shampooing every 7 days. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Okay, so would you? I just feel like I don't know. We have so many two different perspectives when it comes to this method. We come from the opposite side of the spectrum where you hate oils and butters and
I like them. I like them.
You did not like the feeling of raw oils and butters on your hair. Sorry, my bad. I need to have a little disclaimer. And then me, who loves it, right? Having my hair being lubricated is the thing for me. Shea butter, when I found it, my hair retained so much length. That's the reason why I use it. That's the reason why I loved it. Is there such a thing at the end of the day as over clarified or over like stripping, like too clean of like your, I don't even know how to say it, like hair that is too clean or hair that is too stripped? Is there such a thing? Because at the end of the day, you want your hair to be extremely clean every time you're starting your routine, right?
Yes. So I guess let me clarify a couple things. No pun intended. So I like really clean hair. But my hair benefit from those like ingredients in botanical gels, those film forming humectants. My hair really, really loves film forming humectants, along with emollients, along with oils and butters, with emulsifiers and hair products. So my hair really, really loves the film that comes from film forming humectants. I realize that that's what my hair leans toward. And I also want to make sure to say that yes, I've used and abused oils and butters, but even when I've used a lighter amount, lighter oils and butters, I did not like the way they made my hair feel. And this is not new. We talked about this earlier. People on long hair care forum have been talking about, ooh, child, this oil and this butter make my hair feel crunchy. Like people on long hair care forum before Black Girl Curls, they've been saying, some of them have been saying, wow, my hair just does better with the water-based leave-in. So there's that. And yes, you can over cleanse your hair. You can, that's what I was telling you about earlier, where they can make your hair tangle. I've experienced that because I've been on all extremes. I've over cleansed my hair, and that caused my hair so much friction and so much tangling. It causes knots when you over cleanse your hair. You don't want to do that.
That's interesting. I am on week 5, like I said earlier, and I washed my hair yesterday. It was just yesterday. I washed my hair, and once I got in the shower, okay, I probably should give you a little, let you know exactly where I was at. Before I even washed my hair, I used Uncle Funky and I Create Hold. Midway through the week, I used the mousse to put my hair into a puff. My hair loved it, soaked that up. She felt so nice after using a mousse. And then I went and washed my hair. So as soon as I got in the shower and just let water run through my hair, I kind of felt like she was already getting stripped, if that makes sense. So I feel like these products, the gels, the mousse, or whatever, they are very water soluble. So they're able to slide off your hair as soon as, let's say, water hits it. Versus, let's say, an oil, I would coat my hair with an oil and then wash it so that it doesn't feel as stripped. So there's something when it comes to the method of what we're using, right? I think the issue may be the fact that we don't wash our hair. And no matter what you are, porosity, what you use, etc., we should always be washing and kind of like clarifying our hair consistently. Is that what's missing between the two methods? Sorry, I don't know if I'm frozen.
Okay, so you broke up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I was saying.
Okay, so you broke up a little bit.
I was saying between the two methods, is washing and clarifying our hair the missing link?
Wow, I feel like clarifying is important, but I feel like overall, Black Girl Curls calls it the shampoo spectrum. I believe that's what they call it. That's extremely important. So knowing what cleanser to select that's appropriate is really, really important. And so that's another thing that really clicked for me. So YouTubers in the past have been saying they clarify their hair once a month. They do this once a month to remove buildup and things. So people have been saying this, but also with Black Girl Curls, them explaining it in this digestible format of saying that there are shampoos that are over here that are super, super duper stripping, like
Malibu C.
Ooh. Yeah, Malibu.
My God, I use that shampoo, girl. I mean, I'll use it if I. Huh?
You're talking about the Undo Goo?
Yes.
The Undo Goo. That's actually not as bad as Kinky Curly. Kinky Curly will remove your sins.
I felt like Malibu fixed my credit score. My car was clean. My house was clean. Shit that I didn't need to clean was clean. Okay, Malibu.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shampoo.
Yeah. I think. So I think people need to realize that there's shampoos like what you experience, and then there's also shampoos that are almost clarifying but not quite clarifying, or what Black Girl Curls call all-purpose, like the AG. I think it's Boost. Is it the AG Boost? And then there's shampoos that are gentler, like the cleansing oil that me and you are using from Ouidad. And then there's also cleansing conditioners with actual cleansing ingredients, like the what's this one? Sheree Del Sol likes to use it. What's that? Dang, I got the bottle in my head, but I can't think of it.
I feel like Sheree's in here. I feel like she's in here. Tell us what you use this.
It's a car wash, but it has some cleansing agents in it. So basically what people have to understand is that it's not that cleansing your hair strips your hair, it's that you have to select an appropriate cleanser. You have to,
but how do you know what I'm saying?
Like if I wash my hair.
How do you know? I used AG Balance last time, just yesterday actually. And I felt like it got my, maybe my hair just wasn't as dirty, didn't start dirty, because I just felt like it really thoroughly cleaned my hair more than I would have wanted to. And like I said, water seems to have cleaned my hair. Like, I don't even understand at this point.
So how many days? Well, okay, let me say this. I think something with the AG, if it had been like 7 days since you clean your hair, and you said you did the I Create Holes, Uncle Funky's, and the a mousse, that was appropriate. That was appropriate.
That's what I felt too.
It
I was
might
like,
just have
my hair is probably dirty at this point. And it was 12 days post wash day. You know, I stretched it a little bit.
Yeah, you needed that AG.
Hello.
You needed that AG. I mean, but you just might not like the way it feels. You might not like the way it makes your hair feel. So I mean, but that squeaky clean feeling is okay for that occasion. And then you can follow it up with your cleansing oil. So
and that's the thing too. That's one thing I'm learning. I'm learning that we shied away from the squeaky clean feeling for so long that it's hard for me to accept now, and it's hard for me to understand that this is good. I tell myself, Jen, this is okay. But my hands in my hair is like, like I don't, I'm fighting the feeling.
Yeah, but for me, I know that I shouldn't be using AG. I ain't got no reason to use AG. I shampoo my hair every 5 days. Oh, so I need to be going in with something like the cleansing oil, or I need to be going in with something like Innersense Hydrating Hair Bath. I need to be going in with something like that.
Okay, so, because you're doing it so frequently.
Yes, because I'm washing my hair so frequently. And I know somebody asked, they said, so how do you know how often to wash your hair? That depends on your lifestyle. So based on my lifestyle, based on me working out with my trainer at least 3 days a week, and then me going out and walking too, and me being outside, possible bugs getting in my hair, all sorts of things. Because of that, I know, and also my scalp. I have a sensitive scalp, which is another reason why I don't like oils and butters, raw oils and butters.
Interesting.
Yes.
We're going to get back to the scalp conversation, y'all. Don't worry.
Yes. Yeah. So because of how much I do, that scalp will start itching. About day 6, my hair will be on fire. It'll be on fire and feel like it's aching. Like I need to cleanse it. But I know that I shouldn't be going in with heavy cleansers. I mean, but even sometimes now I still wonder what I should do. Like right now, I only have one gel in my hair. I told you I have the Mop Top Custard in my hair. And that's not a suggestion to you all. It can have a learning curve for some people, but it is still a wonderful, high quality product, and the owner is amazing. But anyway, so all I have is that custard in my hair, and it's water soluble. So if I go in 4 days, I likely only need my cleansing conditioner. Oh God, I wish I can remember the name of the cleansing conditioner. It's bothering me.
It's not As I Am or whatever.
No. Shoot. I might go grab it at one point.
All right, well, let me know. We'll put it in the description box of this video.
Yeah. So so there's that. Is it Curl Junkie? Curl Junkie.
All right, there it is, y'all. Curl Junkie. Yeah. I just want to answer a question here. So Sheree asked, so you use that stripping shampoo with no deep conditioner? And no, girl, I did not. I know. I ended up using AG Boost. AG Boost is a lovely conditioner. I feel like I don't even need to deep condition when I use it. The conversation of using a conditioner to close your cuticles is real. Okay, I'm just gonna say that, especially depending on the type of conditioner that you're using. If you're using an expensive she conditioner, you did not hear it from me, it will close your cuticles. Once I put AG Boost in my hair, all of my sorrow were gone. I felt nothing but happiness deep inside my heart. Like my hair just could not wait to just soak in the conditioner. She I don't know. She just feels very luxurious. So no, I did not. I haven't deep conditioned. I have been using AG Boost though. I used the Ouidad conditioner as well, and it was really good. I think once you're using quality products, you start really understanding the difference between the products that we always use and the expensive ones, I guess. I hate to put it that way, but I don't know how they're formulated, but they are formulated in a way that really makes our hair feels really good. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I haven't deep conditioned, and I don't actually miss deep conditioning that much. It's hard for me to even say that out loud, but I was deep conditioning every week, every single time I wash my hair, and I don't feel like I need to because of how my hair feels. So yeah. I just wanted to get that answered, that question answered.
Yeah. And Aisha, she can consider the AG Boost to be really rich too. She feels like, I feel like she might feel like that's almost on par with a lot of deep conditioners, the AG Boost. So
Absolutely. It's
yeah,
I mean, it's formulated with a ton of oils as well as shea butter, and you can feel the shea butter in there. If you like thick, luxurious products, you will love AG Boost.
yeah.
Well,
Do you
let's
want to
go
talk
back to
about
the
the
scalp
oil and the
because I
scalp
really want to hear.
situation?
I want to hear your thought about your scalp. You said you have a sensitive scalp. Did you ever have any issues with dandruff? Have your scalp been flaky during this process at all? Did you have some sort of like trial period where your scalp just felt really weird and then now it's good? Like, what is your process now? I know you wash your hair frequently, so I feel like you don't give your hair enough time to, your scalp enough time to even flake. But talk about your scalp a little bit.
Okay, so with my scalp, so I used to have a dandruffy scalp, and I used to use Garnier Fructis shampoo early on in my natural hair journey. I don't know if it was because of buildup or because the Garnier Fructis was stripping. I'm not sure, but I used to have dandruff then. And then I went over to using the Shea Moisture shampoo, and I used to have just like gunk piled up on my scalp. And I used to think it was because I wasn't washing my hair good enough. No, it was literally that Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie and whatever else I applied to my hair caked onto my scalp. So I had that. And then at one point, I didn't have the Shea Moisture caked on my scalp or anything, but I started putting oils on my scalp because I just heard that it was a good idea. I heard it was a good idea. I was like, let me start putting oils on my scalp. So I started trying different oils. And do you know my scalp made these big plaques of dandruff, like big plaques of dandruff, and you can push down on them. It was like a hard crust. Like, so I was like, oh, no, 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 no. So me putting any oils on my scalp is an absolute no. It makes these like weird plaques of crust. I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced that. So at this point, do I get dandruff? No. I might see some, maybe a gel cast is breaking. So I'll see some like, a little flurry, some little flyaways at the root, but I'm not getting any actual dandruff. So it's a bad idea for me personally to put anything on my scalp. But I will say that there are such things as like medicated scalp oils. I know that sometimes people, when they have alopecia, they might get a medicated scalp oil from their dermatologist that has something anti-inflammatory in it, something soothing in it. So, like I said, at the end of the day, when it comes to black girl curls, what people have to understand is they never said that oils and butters are bad. They said raw oils and butters have no place in their styling. But then also there are some really great uses for oils and butters, such as putting together a medicated oil for somebody who has alopecia. So there are things like that.
Yeah. So medical conditions aside, right? Like this is kind of like the routine that they suggest. But if you have any issues, they also say go see a dermatologist, go see a doctor to make sure that whatever issue you're having is getting taken care of. Because just putting oils to help with dandruff or whatever, you're causing more harm than good at the end of the day.
Oh, shoot. It just cut out. So you said what at the end of the day, just putting oil what?
I said seeing a doctor is beneficial. They do suggest that if you have any actual issues, scalp issues, dandruff, whatever, seeing a dermatologist is your best bet, right? Before, I don't know, experimenting with so many different oils and doing whatever recipe you see online.
Yeah. And I think also, when they say see a dermatologist, I know that everybody can't access a dermatologist at the end of the day. And how do I phrase this? I'll say that when I worked at Sally Beauty, something that was really cool was I got a chance to apply a lot of the knowledge from Black Girl Curls. And so I had one person come in, and she just had really, really bad dandruff. She wasn't Black, but so there's this. I think she was. I'm not sure what race she was, but there was a shampoo from As I Am. I think from their scalp care collection. And so I looked at the ingredients, and it had gentle surfactants. I know a lot of, or cleansing agents. I know a lot of shampoos for scalp conditions can be really aggressive and drying to our hair, because our hair oftentimes is already a drier type of hair. So, but that As I Am shampoo was gentle enough for her to use it once a week or twice a week, and her dandruff it was gone. So I know for some people, it might be a matter of them no longer applying oils and butters to their scalp, and then also not having heavy buildup on their hair, and also possibly exploring shampoos like the As I Am shampoo that has a little bit of something medicated in it in order to help with that dandruff. So that might be a possibility for some people. So there's that, because I know everybody, they can't necessarily access a dermatologist. So
okay, so I have one last question, and this is going to be controversial. I feel some sort of way about it. I just want to put it out there. Do you feel that influencers or YouTube put you on the wrong path when it came to taking care of your natural hair?
Okay, so let me say this. I feel like I put myself on the wrong path. I had some initial fight when it came to influencers until I got onto YouTube, and I was humble and I understood the lay of the land a lot more. Being on YouTube is a very humbling thing. We talked behind the scenes about some of the comments that I've got. Yeah. Some of the comments and so I've learned to approach it with grace. I decided to do certain things, but then also at the end of the day, influencers, they got on YouTube to influence. So I know they say people make a decision as to what they do with their hair, but you specifically are doing this to influence people. It may not be malicious, but you're doing it to influence people. And so there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the position of being an influencer. And I think that also when people know better, they do better. So there are all these different things, and I think that we have to approach each other with grace. We really, really have to approach each other with grace.
Well, there's one thing you said. I mean, I agree with most of the thing that you said. One thing that I don't agree with is the fact that we got on YouTube to influence. I think a lot of us got on YouTube to share our journey. At least for me, I can say I didn't get on YouTube to influence. I got on YouTube when no one else was on YouTube, and it was to share what was going on with my hair at the time, right? Being an influencer wasn't even a thing. I've been online for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
So some of us are in it just because, first of all, we started a long time ago when there was no representation in the space. And sharing our journey has helped a lot of people in the space as well. Now, of course, there's a difference. We didn't go to school for hair care. We didn't go to school to be an influencer. We didn't go to school to share what we're sharing. We're just sharing our journey, what's going on, what's working, what's not working, right?
Okay, I guess let me clarify what I'm saying. When I say that some people got on YouTube to influence, when I say they got onto YouTube to influence, I mean they got on to share. They felt like they knew something that could help other people. They felt like they knew something. Like I've heard some people speak generally. A lot of YouTubers, they speak generally about hair care. They say, this is what you do for your hair. This is what you can do for your hair. So their intention is to help guide people. And that's what I mean by when I say they got on to influence, not to diminish. I was trying to do a play on words and it didn't come out good because the connotation of influencers is not what I'm trying to slap on YouTubers by no means. I am a student of YouTube, as well as a student of Black Girl Curls. If you ask me I know about my Thrifty Closet. I know about Black Onyx. Natural 85.
I know, we all got on here to share. We did not get on here to be professionals. We never claimed to have licenses. I feel like, honestly, YouTube 10 years ago was a different world. And a lot of us that kept up with it, which is not a lot of us, but the few of us that kept going, we're not in a different world. This is a different world of YouTube. But YouTube 10 years ago was different. And when you mentioned Black Onyx, when you mentioned Natural 85, you can even mention my name because I grew up watching these women and we were creating content at the same time. And I can tell you Black Onyx was formulating her products in her bathroom. Alika Natural started from this boo-boo's bathroom, and I was watching her videos back then too, inspiring, right?
Yeah. And I think that, like I said, we have to approach each other with, if that's what we want to do. Let me say that also. Well, let me speak on myself. I know that I need to approach everyone with grace, whether they're a YouTuber. I have relationships with stylists as well. I love the relationships that I build with stylists. And I just learned so much from everyone. And I feel like that can be really impactful in really making the natural hair community more holistic. We need to be more holistic. So that's my viewpoint on that when it comes to natural hair YouTubers. But I will say this. Now, I will say this. There are some things that people have come up with when it comes to YouTube. And I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, for example, you know, and I'm not putting this down. What was the max hydration method? What was that?
Yeah,
what was that?
Let me tell you my story with the max hydration method. So once I originally saw the video, because I mean it had millions of views, right? I was like, okay, step 1, got it. Step 2, got it. Step 3, what the hell is Cherrylola? Where do I get amino acids for my hair? And like they lost me there because I couldn't do it. It just seems like it's too much. And you can see some of the videos that you're watching. You're just like, girl, why are we mixing 50 different ingredients? And you don't even know what's working at this point, right? I'm the queen. I mean, I used to do it yourself like mixtures way back when I started on YouTube. And you knew something about me. If I didn't have to mix it myself, I would rather not. I knew that much, okay? Because if it's gonna take a long time, I don't really want to do it. I like things a little simple. But you can watch some of these videos and realize, you know, I don't even know. You know, the wheels are turning a little bit. So at the end of the day, you know, people can share whatever they want to share. And I actually wanted to make a max hydration method because I was like, you know, I can get 1 million views and make some money. I'm on here and I would like to make it as well. But I just couldn't find it within me to find Cherrylola and amino acids or whatever and just make a video just for the views. But some people will.
And I'm happy you didn't do that because that would have blasted your to the next eternity.
Oh, wait, sorry. I feel like you got cut out a little bit.
It's not. Some things that you mentioned, you mentioned Black Onyx, Rochelle, I can't remember her last name. I hope she wouldn't be offended by me saying her first name. Rochelle, you said she was mixing things in her kitchen and things like that. And I love that authenticity. And something I also want people to realize is that, you know, there's nothing wrong with using things that are formulated. It's not an affront to our ancestors. Actually, some of our ancestors had a background in chemistry. And specifically the ancestor that I'm talking about is Annie Malone, who made the original beautiful hair grower that Madam C.J. Walker ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some people,
she ripped it off?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so I know some people will say, oh, you know, why are we using all this stuff, this chemical stuff? Why are we using all these chemicals? And I'm like, you know, they're like, our ancestors used raw oil and butter and things like that. And I'm like, look, you don't necessarily have to be anti-science. Science can be helpful in different ways because some of our ancestors were big on science. Madam C.J. Walker was big on scientific innovations when it came to hair care. So, you know, let's not forget our ancestors of the early 1900s and some of the innovations that they made with hair care products. And I'm sure they will be proud of some of the hair care brands, some of the innovations that they're having. Like, for example, Camille Rose, or like, for example, an Alikay Naturals, or like, for example, an Eden Body Works. So, or an Uncle Funky's Daughter. These are all things to consider.
Yeah.
And also, we're not our ancestors. There's another that we're descendants of our ancestors, not necessarily our ancestors. So I'm using different water. The air quality is trash where I'm at, and all these different things that the food I'm eating, it comes out in my hair. All these different things come out in my hair, so it can cause my needs to be different from my hair than my ancestors.
That is true. That's something to keep in mind. Just because something was always done this way doesn't mean we have to continue it, especially given that we live in a different world. I completely agree with that, especially when people say, hey, grandma used this. I mean, grandma may have had some clean ass jeans. I don't know. Like maybe it's not the specific recipe that grew grandma hair. Grandma was just destined to have long hair. Or maybe
you want to style your hair different from grandma.
That is true. Maybe you want to do something different.
Yeah.
Well, girl, this has been a great conversation. If anybody has specific questions, don't hesitate. Use the chat. I'm trying to be mindful of your time. We are about an hour and 43 minutes in. You know, I don't want to keep you here all night. But you know me, I can talk about hair all day.
Sharada so said Madam was definitely stealing, bro, but put some respect on her thieving name. Listen, Madam C.J. Walker was a freaking moron. My gosh. And when you look at some of the things that I'm researching her for my dissertation, when you look at some of the things that Madam T.J. Walker has done, and you compare that to some of the practices that even black girl curls are doing, you can see some similarities. You can see some overlap. I'm like, whoa, it's like history repeating itself. And so, yeah, I listen. I respect Madam T.J. Walker, even though she did rip off Annie Malone quite a bit. She did some messed up stuff.
I mean, you gotta say it like it is, All right, let's talk about deep conditioning a little bit. A lot of people have questions because deep conditioning is something that is very close to our hearts. And saying not to the deep condition sounds like, like, I don't know, hoopa loofah. I think from my, from going through the course and also my research, is the fact that deep conditioners aren't needed unless there's a specific reason. You're coming out of protective style, you may want to use a protein deep conditioner. If your hair is acting a certain way, you may want to use a deep conditioner, but on your regular wash days, you don't need it. What are your thoughts on deep conditioning? And I mean, some products are formulated as deep conditioner, but is there anything in the ingredients that actually makes them a deep conditioner?
So let me say my experience with deep conditioner. And it might have been because I had so much buildup on my hair. I'm not sure. But all the deep conditioners that I've used, for the most part, made my hair feel hard and crispy. I remember one time I did use the TGIN deep conditioner, and it felt amazing. What was that TGIN deep conditioner that everybody loves?
Oh, the honey and whatever it's called. I love it too. It's one of my favorites.
Yes. So it might have been buildup, the reason why I didn't have a positive experience with deep conditioners in the past. But also the thing about deep conditioning is when you get some of these higher quality conditioners, they will be so rich that you'll be thinking, who needs a deep conditioner after this? The Briogeo Super Moisture Conditioner that I use is very instantly, when I put it on my hair, the richness of it feels simply amazing. And also, you can use a deep conditioner to detangle if that's what you want to use. If it has good enough slip, if you just can't let go of the deep conditioner, you can still use it to detangle. I mean, and then also the black girl curls, I don't know if they tell you don't need a deep conditioner, but they don't necessarily say not to use it. Yeah. I don't think.
That's true.
If it's what you want to use it, girl. Or use it, guy. Or
that
use
is
it
true. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy, sis. Like, that is all we're saying. I still believe that you should allow yourself to experience this detox, though, in its full capacity. Do your research, watch all my videos, a shameless plug. Get the right information and go through it and see how it goes. Yes, watch folks. You have so many good videos on it as well. And like even your wash and goes, I was watching and I was like, girl, I need to understand what she's doing.
And I'm switching over to a more sociological perspective on my channel. I'll still do some hair stuff, but listen, you all, we about to get into some deep stuff. Y'all gonna help me finish my dissertation on hair.
She is educated. You hear that? So, I mean, I still believe that everybody should allow themselves at the very least to try it out, see how it goes. It's, you could just do the detox and go back to what you were doing, or do a detox once a year. At the end of the day, I really feel like we use a lot of products, some thick products, some heavy oils and butters, that we should probably cleanse out of our hair once in a while, especially our scalp. I'm doing this detox right now, and I just want to say my scalp will only start flaring up around, like it seems to get longer and longer. So the very first time I did it, it was day 5. The second week was day 6. The week after that was day 7. Last time, just right now, I went 12 days without washing my hair before I started itching and getting a little flaky. So I feel like it's getting better with time. But I was one of those girls that I oiled my scalp consistently. At least once a week, twice a week, I would oil my scalp. Once on wash day and then midweek. So I think it's very important that, we don't rob ourselves of certain experiences. And it doesn't, you don't only have to do wash and goes, you can do different styles. But I think wash and goes has been the recommended one because this is their preferred style. I watched a video actually that you sent me, Fo. And they're wash and go stylists. There's certain stylists that would do different styles, and they just think that, like you said, it's a set style. You can do it and you can pin your hair up in different ways, do whatever you want to do afterwards. But also you can do other styles.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of just a wash and go method. It's just, this is a way that they want you to they want to teach you a simple way of setting your hair and be out the door within an hour, they say. Although I haven't seen that happen.
Yeah. I think that once you get to a point that your wash and goes, you feel like they take too long for you, there are other styles you can do. Grab you some foam, you better slap that hair up into a French roll, or not a French roll, but a little, flat twist, or, what you call it, milkmaid braids, all kinds of stuff that you can do if you feel like a wash and go just takes too long for you. But for me personally, even though, my wash and goes, they take, to style my hair from start to finish takes me about 2 hours and 30 minutes. I feel like it's worth it in comparison to how I used to twist my hair every single night.
Damn, I just want to point out a comment here by Afro Bookworm. She says, benefit of this principle. She started her wash hour, this is what she calls it, at the beginning of this life. Her hair is already almost dry and ready for her dinner date. Hashtag reclaim her damn time.
Yes, come on now, black girl curl stand.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Afro Bookworm.
I think I think also with the wash hour, it can depend on what products you use. There are some products that dry extremely fast. The Doux, her glaze, I believe it's a glaze that she has, and some other things. There are things you can use that dry really fast. So a lot of things. Some people I've seen, like Latoya Ebony, I watched her video of how she did her wash and go, and she just took that mousse and she put it on either side and she went out and she air dried. So it's different things for different people. It depends on their aesthetic.
Okay, Latoya, we love you, girl.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, this was very nice. It was very educational. I hope you guys learned something from this. Fo has been doing this for, almost two years now. And you're retaining your length, you have your time back, you're able to control your wash and go, which I think that's like a skill in itself. Okay, mastering the wash and go is already like a struggle. Sis has graduated to controlling the wash and go. Like, damn. Can we get a moment of silence for that? If there's any...
let me explain what that is, because they may not know what that means.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
take it away.
Yeah,
so, and if you could give us some nice product recommendation, it would be really nice, because
Lord,
I want to control my wash and go too.
Oh Lord,
how to control the wash and go 101 with Fo. Go girl, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically the point that my hair has gotten to, I understand what products I can use to get a certain result. Like for today, I wanted a more voluminous result, so I just used the mop top custard. That's all I used on my hair today. I'm not necessarily recommending that for you all, because it does have a learning curve, and also based on the condition of your hair, it may not work in the way that you want it to. But typically when I do a flatter wash and go, I do use Uncle Funky's Daughter, and I do use Mousse Def. And I do like to put a leave-in conditioner under it, because Uncle Funky's Daughter can kind of cause my hair to be tangly with how cool I keep the bathroom, because steamy bathroom will cause my allergies to flare up.
Okay.
But with that combo that I said, where my hair is flatter, I don't necessarily recommend that combo for high humidity. It was working before for me, but since the humidity has kicked up to another notch, that doesn't really work anymore to make my hair flatter. So I just decided, I even got a rounder haircut, because I decided, let me just go nice and voluminous for the summer.
So, one little question here. Does mop top give you a lot of hold, or is it just like light hold, fluffy hair?
So mop top would be described as a stronger hold, but it doesn't, the definition is piecey. So there are different gels or different custards and things that will do different things. So you see how the definition is piecey. It's not fused together. Like, like some people expect results like a wet line extreme. That's going to fuse your hair together. But like the custard for my hair, the curls are like piecey, more individual. So it makes it more voluminous. But it has a pretty good hold on it. But I know the hold can vary when it comes to different people's surface textures and other qualities and things like that, and the condition of their hair. So there's that. But you can vary your products based on the result that you want. If I want elongation, immediate elongation, quick drying results, and if my hair is only going to last me a day, then I can reach for the Doux Mousse step. Right? That's only going to last me a day on my hair.
Interesting. And what does your hair look like after that day?
Oh, like I didn't do anything to it.
Like
it looks confused. So you'll have this area right here that likes to be flatter. It'll be flat, and then the rest of it will just be like a shrunken afro. And
okay, now that you mentioned that, I just have one question. How do you sleep at night? Do you use the buff?
Yes. So I use a buff, and I used to put it on my hair and tuck my hair down into it, but my hair has gotten longer, so I just put it on my head and pull it straight back. So my hair is like this inside the buff. And then when I take it off in the morning, I just go and then stick my hands in there, and then I'm ready to go. So yeah, that's what I do for my hair. But you can, once your hair gets to a certain point in terms of health and hydration, you can start to see what different gels and things do for your hair. That's why I have a great appreciation for emphasis on adequate curl artists, because they can look at their back bar and say, oh, I want to do this type of finish on this person's hair today. I want to do this. I want to do this. It's a specialization. It's not simply somebody is slapping this and this and that in somebody's hair. Some people may be just slapping, but the curl artist that I went to recently, she was like, you like this type of finish? Let me reach for this Ouidad moisture lock with the Doux Mousse. Let me reach for this, or do you want me to reach for that? She knew variety for different finishes. That is a specialization.
I know, I agree. Because, I mean, just getting the basics down, I'm lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I think you're doing great. I actually saw a video of one of your old wash and goes. I thought it was really cute. I think you're doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I guess I don't care so much for definition, so that just puts my soul at peace, right? Whatever happens. I'm gonna like my hair anyway. Yeah. So it'll be nice to be able to control things eventually.
Yes.
And I actually appreciate the fact that we're having this conversation. We're talking hair, and we're having a respectful conversation. We don't need to fight when it comes to hair care, you guys. We don't need to fight when it comes to how you choose to wear your hair. I still believe that hair care is personalized. It's how you want to and how it fits into your schedule. So over here washing her hair every 5 days. I wash every 7 to 12 days. YOLO. We'll see what happens. So I think we should be able to have these conversations and not feel like, I don't know, we're enemies or something. At the end of the day, we're going to do what works for us, and that's that. We can still be friends.
Yes. Because I think initially when some people might say stuff like you said stuff before, Jen, and I'm like, oh my God, my heart. Oh my God. But then when I sat down and I talked to you, I'm like, wait, it is not that deep.
It's not that deep. But I mean, to be fair though, I can understand how difficult it can be to hear certain things. Some things can be triggering, right? And it was hard for me to even go through the information, I have to say, from Black Girl Curls, because the way that it was presented, I felt like I was being talked down onto, especially being an influencer too. It's like I've been ruining people's hair since 1999. And it's hold up, you know, it's hard for me to even have this conversation. We're not doing this. I'm grown. We're not doing this. So the way the information is presented, the way that we talk about certain topics can be difficult for some people to digest, especially for us who's been using oils and butters and still love how oils and butters. I have no issue with raw oils. I say it all the time. I had no issue with using shea butter. I know when I used too much and how my hair felt. But my hair feels really good now, and it felt really, I had, no reason to even try this, but I wanted to try it because obviously the way that I am, I like to improve on things. So if there is a better way to do certain things, I want to know. But, it's difficult to even go through the information if someone is yelling at you about your hair care practices.
Yeah, and then additionally, I want to say that I sent you this video. So Elise did speak specifically on how other stylists are using oils and butter successfully in their salon, and she's saying don't compare their philosophies to these other stylists because these stylists are having success. If you see a stylist that's using oils and butter successfully and you want to do your hair how they're doing hair, then go along with it. I see some Nigerian stylists like Yellow CC, Tasala HQ, Kimmy Lewis. I see them doing some amazing things. with hair in Nigeria, and they're using oils and butters, and it's working the way that they're doing things. Would it personally work for my hair, for my lifestyle, the way that they're doing hair? No, it wouldn't, because my scalp, once it hit day 6, it's over with. I can't have no twist in. I don't. We need to just get in the shower, put some water on that scalp. I'm not going to be taking down twists or braids or nothing. And those are beautiful hairstyles that I've done before. So you just have to keep that in mind, that if there's a stylist whose philosophies you agree with, that's using oils and butters, that's using henna, that's using Ayurvedic hair care, go with that stylist philosophy. Stick with their philosophies. Don't be wishy-washy.
I agree.
So,
and if you are going to do this as well, speaking of wishy-washy, if you're going to do this detox, you have to commit. I would say you need to commit for 30 days. I agree when they say that. I mean, for me, around the 2nd week, I really started feeling like, wow. But I think it takes a while, especially given the state of your hair. How your hair is when you're starting, it may take a while for you to even see results. I know some people are saying a year or 2. I'm just like, I don't know, that's a lot. That's a huge commitment. I have commitment issues when it talks to this. But I would say at least give yourself the 30 days. Fully immerse yourself in the routine before saying that it works or doesn't work. If you do it for 1 week and likely didn't use the right technique/products, then don't blame this. Blame yourself for not committing.
Yeah. And you talked about the tone. So Black Girl Curls, they said some things before that have hurt my feelings, but when I got to know them, and I've actually talked to Aisha before, when I got to know them, I'm like, oh, that's why you say that way.
Actually, someone said to commit for 3 months. Honestly, I agree. At the same, I mean, once you get to know them, you realize that they're just like you and I, right? They're regular women. They are teaching the best that they can, and they're getting a lot of different opinions thrown at them too. At the end of the day, you're tired. You're tired of people asking about deep conditioning. You're tired of people asking about, pre-poo. You're just over it, and you're gonna get what you get. I get it, but it's just I don't know. The delivery, I mean, they've toned down a lot. At the beginning, I think the delivery was a little bit more harsh, and perhaps it was done so intentionally so to get people's attention. I still believe that there's a little bit of marketing scheme in there as well. But like, yeah, it was a little hard to get to. And like, if I'm going to listen to someone, the way that you're going to talk to me at first matters. The first impression, as they say, matters.
Yeah, and I feel like also, everybody's personality is not for everybody. There are some people that could listen to Elise and Aisha and really identify with their tone and things like that. And other people that are going to be turned off. But also, you might hear the same information from other hairstylists and feel comforted and feel, so don't let the tone make you throw out the baby with the bathwater. If you're really interested. Because you might actually link up with a Cutty Kiki stylist that, really, warms your heart. The Cutty Kiki stylist that I recently went to, Tiziana, of Just Divine Curls. Just Divine Curls. It was such a wonderful experience. I almost started crying while I was under the dryer. I was trying not to cry.
Well, that's deep.
Yes, it was such a wonderful experience because I was talking to her about my dissertation. I was talking to her about all the different things I wanted to do. And she was asking me questions about hair care. She was pushing me. She was explaining ingredients to me, explaining products to me, taking out books I needed to read. I almost wanted to cry because this lady was pouring into me. And I had never experienced somebody having that much care. And this is somebody who has learned from Cutty Kiki as well as so many other different places. So don't necessarily just let the tone turn you off of the whole thing. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because like I said, I had an amazing, amazing experience with my last curl artist. And the curl artist before that, she was amazing as well. But I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
And I think a lot of us too have had so many bad experiences with stylists. That's another thing too. It's so many triggers for us Black women. And it's all coming at us at the same time, right? So they're saying work with a stylist, do this, do that. And at the end of the day, I feel like the majority of us have had bad experiences with stylists. I've had horrible experiences with stylists. So it's hard to go back and trust a stylist to give you their professional opinion because you've trusted said professional opinion and, went straight to hell.
I've had horrible experiences with stylists too. I've had horrible experiences. I think that for years I was going to a stylist that she didn't necessarily understand how I want to care for my hair at home. So she didn't provide any resources for how I should care for my hair at home, any product recommendations. But baby, she can blow that hair out and give you a good trim, and you leave out of there bouncing and behaving. But
and that's another thing too. People are specific with what they do. There's some, I guess now, there's the new age natural hairstylists who specify in natural hair, wash and goes, etc. They're the ones that I think specify in straightening your hair or blowouts, specializes in braids. I think perhaps it's about picking the right stylist for what you want, for your need, right?
Yeah, and so this is where the onus comes back on us. This is where the responsibility comes back on us. We have to figure out how we want to look. I've asked people, I said, so how do you want to look? I've asked Black women specifically, how do you want to look? How do you want your hair to look? And they're like, I don't know, that's too hard. And I'm like, if you don't know how you're going to look, how you want to look, how are you going to go to a stylist and expect to get help? So you also have to figure out how you want to look. How do you want to show up in the world? And I know the Black Girl Pro says that a lot. How do you want to show up in the world? And then you try to find somebody that's qualified in doing that by looking at their pictures, by looking at their reviews and their pictures, not just the reviews. Vet these stylists to see if they actually meet your needs. So
by that definition, you could say stylists have ruined a lot of hair.
Oh gosh, you're so shady. I mean, there's some stylists. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I mean, like I remember I had such a terrible haircut where this stylist just hacked into my hair, and she also was mixing information that she had heard on YouTube. So she was using chebe powder, but she was using it as a rinse out treatment, and we all know that's not how chebe powder works.
Oh, so, that's not. I don't know how it works. I just feel like it's too many ingredients at this point for me to keep up with.
Well, it makes. I've actually learned about chebe powder, and you're supposed to leave it in. Don't put it anywhere near the scalp. You're supposed to leave it in. And what people don't know about these women in chat is that they're redoing their hair every 5 days. They are redoing their hair every 5 days.
So is it a matter of chebe powder is growing people's hair, or is it the consistency? Is it the frequent washing? Is it the water? I just feel like there's so many components that are similar to all of the techniques. No matter how you care for your hair, if you do it weekly, you make sure that you wash your hair and you get some good water in there, it sounds like your hair will flourish.
Yeah, so I don't think that the women of Chad actually wash their hair. I think they redo it with some oil, some water, maybe some type of fatty something, like some grease or some, so I don't know the full context of that, but I don't think they actually wash their scalp. But they do redo their hair every 5 days from what I've seen. So there's that. But, like you said, consistency matters. Consistency with a quality routine matters. And a professional might possibly help you with that. But there are also people that don't have licensure that could possibly help if that is their specialty. If it's someone who specializes and you see the result, that specializes in Ayurvedic hair care, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, for example, and you see the results. But you also have to see if certain things meet your lifestyle. Like, for example, I know my hair characteristics, Ayurvedic hair care is an absolutely no-no. It's Ayurvedic hair care is a no-no for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done the clay washes, etc., and I just felt like my scalp was worse than what it started with. But I know some people that love their, clay washes, etc., and it works for them.
Yeah, okay. Just a innovation with clay wash formulas. Like, there are also some interesting things that people are coming out with every day to remix clay.
That's true. There's a lot of different recipes out there. You don't even know what's working or what's not. And some people use, like, you can see some of these videos too. Extreme hair growth. My hair will not stop growing. And each video is something different. It's like, sis, which one did you use? Which one worked? Like, at this point, I have questions. Please call me. Because we need to talk. I just don't know. Because if you're using aloe today, cinnamon tomorrow, hair grease the day after, is it the aloe? Is it the cinnamon? Or is it the clay wash? I don't know. I just want to point out something that Who Down said, and I think it's very important. She said, I think that too many folks want their hair to turn out like faux. Faux hair is unique, as is yours. You can follow her techniques to the letter. The results may differ. The results will absolutely differ. Your hair is very unique to who you are with what your hair is like. We're talking about surface texture. We're talking about curl pattern. We're talking about porosity. We're talking about elasticity. There are so many different things that comes into play that determines what your hair will look like after your wash and go, after using milk top. Whatever it is, just know that you need to accept your hair for what it is. So when you go, if you're trying this method and you clarify your hair and you really take the time to really wash all the oils and products off your hair and you look at your hair in the mirror, this is what you need to accept. At the end of the day, I really want to point it out. Your hair in its natural, truest form, don't run away from it. They tell us to run away from it our entire life, but you'll be much more happier once you accept your hair. It doesn't matter what your wash and go turns out if you feel like your hair is beautiful no matter what. So on a positive note, I just really want to put that out there. There's a lot of deep... there's another question here. Hold on.
Yeah, let me say something real quick. So also, comparison is a thief of joy. If you compare yourself to others, you will be unhappy. Because let me also say this. Fo didn't even know Fo was going to have hair like Fo. Before I started this detox, did I know my hair was going to be able to do all the different things it could do? No. I mean, like I said, I can make my hair look super shiny. I can make my hair look flat. I can make my hair look big. I did not know I can do all these things before the detox, and then before staying with Black Girl. I rolled it out with Black Girl curls through all my pitiful haircuts, and they were pitiful because I didn't realize how beautiful they actually were. I remember crying to my best friend. One haircut my stylist at the time, Silk by Sunny, gave me. She threw down on that haircut. But you know what? I got on the phone and I cried. I was like, oh, she done cut all my hair off. And I felt so ugly. I was just like, oh my God, not knowing how bad that haircut was. And I didn't know, I had no idea that my hair would turn out how it is now. I had no idea the curls would be like this. I just had no idea. So Fo didn't even know Fo was gonna have hair like her. So when you start this process, whatever you get, you have to embrace it. Whatever you get, you have to embrace it. Be happy with your own hair. Everybody's hair has unique qualities. I've heard people that have very, very loose curls that drop say, oh, I wish my hair went up. I wish my hair went up, and their hair doesn't go up. I've heard people with very kinky hair say, I wish my hair went down.
I know. And you know what? The more you keep doing that,
shrinkage. I don't like it. I wish my hair went down.
The more you keep doing that, the more stress you're putting on yourself. Someone is saying, how come my hair stretch so much when it's wet and looks defined when it dries, it shrinks so much. Honestly, that kind of sounds like my hair. If you watch my videos, especially when I do the wash and go, my hair is like laying flat and has curls, etc. But when she dries, and people were saying, get under the dryer, she will dry the way that she looks. I don't know. That hasn't happened for me because my hair shrinks so much just naturally. And it's one of those things that you have to accept, I think. The way our hair reacts, the way our hair wants to react. Of course, we can do so much to beat it into another state. But the way that she is naturally, that's what I'm talking about. We need to accept that. The way that she looks, the way that she reacts, the way that she shrinks, all of that, the more you accept it. Of course, it's kind of like a muscle because a lot of us feel like we're ugly because our hair is shrinking. We can't show up our length. But once you do, you will be better off. You'll be happier.
I think another thing with shrinkage is it's unique. It's beautiful. It can help with the volume of the hair and things like that. And I think another thing, once again, okay, let me give you this short little story. I remember seeing What the Kink's hair and comparing my hair to Kayla. And, but when she shows her shrinkage and everything like that, now I'm more understanding. People might look at somebody like Kayla, or people might look at somebody like me and say, Flo doesn't have any shrinkage. Flo doesn't have this. Flo doesn't have that. If I didn't have shrinkage, honey, my hair would be hanging down to here. My hair would be hanging down to here. And so people are always comparing to other people. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like almost like who has it hardest competition. It's like, come on, you guys. Like, and then to say that you're alienating yourself from others. You're saying that person can't identify with me because their hair is such and such and such and such. And it's like, wait a minute. Well, you're not an alien, baby. I can't relate to you. And then on top of that, what can we learn from each other?
Yeah.
So
it's a lot. It's a lot. And like the more we
Yeah.
keep having all these little areas of division, the worse I think we're all going to be as a community. Like I see so many videos, the natural hair community, but it's all these little kinks, right? We talk about shrinkage, we talk about curl patterns, we talk about porosity, we talk about density. All of this really separates and puts so much division between all of us. When shrinkage is natural, as much as we're looking to have hydrated hair, well, guess what? Your hydrated hair will shrink. Shrinkage is a sign of good hair or healthy hair. There's nothing wrong with it, and we have to accept that it is a characteristic of how our hair will react. Some people may have more shrinkage than others, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? You're going to straighten your hair and damage it just so you can show your length to other people? Like, who cares? Stop. We have to stop worrying so much as to what other people will see and just be comfortable with what our hair is like.
And that's really hard. That's really hard. And at the same time, I also do want to acknowledge that some people are more marginalized for their hair because they're further from what we understand to be Eurocentric standards of beauty. Some people are more marginalized. So I want to acknowledge that. And I also want to acknowledge that context matters. There can be somebody where you're saying that their hair is so easy to manage, their hair is so easy to make beautiful. You can be saying all these different things, but then they might be in, for example, a predominantly white community, and their hair is considered the nappiest thing ever, which is a harsh word, but that's the truth. When you hear some of the experiences that some mixed race people who are mixed with African ancestry, or some people that are in a white context and they still have hair, they have kinkier hair, but maybe it's looser or things like that, they're still bullied. They're still treated badly. They're still told their hair is nasty and all these different things. So people have to realize that context matters. People might have a sort of suffering where they can identify you so much so than you could ever imagine. So
it's deep. It goes so deeply, you know. It's part of how we grew up. It's what we know. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a trigger. This is why hair care is so big in our community.
Yeah, and you want to know what's crazy? Before I start,
go ahead, girl.
Oh, I was gonna say when I first went natural again in high school, I went to a hair salon and this stylist, she pointed at her daughter and she said, "You said, see my daughter's hair?" Her daughter had very silky hair, and she said, "See my daughter's hair? She can just wash and go." She said, "But you need to twist or braid your hair."
Yeah.
And I wonder what she would say if she could see me now.
But you know what I mean? It's these conversations. It's those things that happen in our lives that makes us who we are now and gives us a misconception that we can do wash and goes. We can style our hair a certain way. It's not professional. It's nappy. It's ugly. We've been told these things. That's why it's really hard for us to accept our hair. Imagine, it's hard for us to accept a part of us that's growing out of our scalp. It's like me saying, I don't like my right hand because I've been told my entire life that my hand is ugly. You know what I mean? Like, these things, it goes so deeply within us. So now, as an adult, you're hearing, wash and go. Put gels on your hair. And you just like, that don't even make no sense. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so self-love really has to come from a place within yourself, you know?
Yeah.
It can't be determined by society. It can't be determined by other people, because at the end of the day, that will make you very miserable. And also comparing yourself to other people's results, their hair, what they look like, their skin color, etc. That's just going to keep you miserable.
Especially when you don't know their struggle. Especially when... Oh yeah, like one of the things that I do not like. Another reason why I don't put labels on my hair is when people tell me, "Oh, your hair can just do this. Your hair just do that. You just put water on your hair and it do this." And I'm like, have you touched my hair? Have you worked with my hair? Have you cared for my hair? I mean, what? I mean, like, you know, like, no. People see that little bit of sparkle on your hair and they're like, "Ooh, your hair do this and yeah." And I'm like, good Lord, I never thought that I would have the hair that everybody would be saying is this and that. I never knew that. But I guess since I've gone through the detox and I've gone through all these different things, the way that my hair behaves now, people are like, "Ah, yeah, you just got it like that." I'm like, "Baby, I worked for this."
Yeah, that's true. You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah, I've worked for it. Did you see any questions that were really important?
Let me put my glasses on. You know, I'm trying to look cute, but I really can't see the questions. A lot of people are just agreeing with what we're saying.
Yeah.
Someone said it's how our hair grows out of our head. How can it not be acceptable? And I agree with that. We've just been told for so long that our skin, our hair is not acceptable, so it's hard for us to accept it. But yeah, I think this was a great conversation. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody who's listening is enjoying it as well. I think those conversations need to happen more and more because that's how we're going to accept our hair. And I think that's how influencers can influence people in a positive way. You know, forget all the products, forget what we're trying to get you to buy, forget all the sponsorships. But seeing that representation in your circle, seeing someone taking a picture with their hair out like this, you know, seeing that on your feed, I think is valuable because 10 years ago when we started YouTube, there was at least when I started YouTube, there was not a lot of women on YouTube. And I was like, what's going on? That's why I started my channel because I was like, I want to take care of it. I want to take care of my hair. I'm watching some of these women, but they don't really look like me. They don't have my hair type. I know we don't want to say it, but their hair don't look like mine. Maybe somebody else is feeling the same way. So I'm rambling, but I just want to say that we can use our influence for good. And I just hope that a lot of us accept ourselves, accept our hair, accept what our hair is capable of. Because at the end of the day, there's so much that we can do with our hair.
Yeah. So somebody said, what do you want the next generation of women learning about their hair to know? Okay, so I guess what I would want the next generation of women learning about their hair, or just not just women. I don't want to limit things to women. Black people in general learning about their hair. I want them to know their hair in so many different forms can be absolutely beautiful, and it should be acceptable. And that's why we should be embracing things like the Crown Act. Wherever you are in the world, you can sign the Crown Act. CROWN, the Crown Act. Go to the website, sign that Crown Act to have, you know, some laws passed where people know that it's not okay to do race-based discrimination when it comes to hair. So things like that are extremely helpful.
You know, in 2021 that we're still having this conversation around our hair. We're trying to get a law passed, y'all, in 2021 so that we can wear our hair how we want to, how it grows out of our scalp. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So there's also the Crown Act UK that I think just started. So there's the Crown Act UK. But why is my mom calling me Lord, Mama? Oh Lord. But yeah. So basically, I just want people to understand that their hair is beautiful in its many different forms, and don't associate certain things with whiteness. You're giving whiteness too much credit, baby.
Yeah.
You're giving.
I never move away from that.
Yeah, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I ain't never seen a white person look like how my hair looks. Defined or undefined, baby. No. So to associate defined curls with whiteness, come on now, y'all giving them too much credit, and that ain't for them. This is us. Yeah. You can find every single physical characteristic in Africa.
Yeah. So and I would love the next generation to know that hair care doesn't have to be complicated. When you accept your hair, then you can really do whatever you want with your hair. You can simplify your routine, or maybe not, but just know that you can wash, condition, and style, apparently. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up.
Is there anything else that we needed to
just want to see if there's any last minute questions here. Healing our spirit is needed. I agree with that. If there's any last minute question, go ahead and ask in the chat. We are going to give it maybe a few more minutes, and then we're going to wrap things up. Let people know where they can find you, Fo.
Okay, so you can find me on my YouTube channel at Fo Adunni, Fo ADUNNI. Oh, okay. Let me say it one more time.
My bad.
So you
Now
can find
people
me
are
on my
calling
YouTube.
me.
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, for Adunni, FOADUNNI. And you can also find me on Instagram at FO_ADUNNI. And it's the same for TikTok, FO_ADUNNI_. Oh, I think I forgot to say the second underscore for Instagram. So it's FO_ADUNNI_ for Instagram. So
I will make sure to put all the links down below, so you know, I know y'all like convenience, so I got you. Someone asked, any tips for high porosity? Honestly, I would say forget porosity. Just take care of your hair. If you're trying this, if you want to try this detox, they really don't take porosity in mind as much as at least they don't think about porosity the way that we used to. It's just hair care, okay? Just take care of your hair and you should see some great results. So try not to stress so much about porosity, and trying to keep it moisturized during the week. I have to say, I felt like I had high porosity hair, but by using the gels, the high quality botanical gels, I did not feel like I needed to re-moisturize midweek. I actually went 12 days without washing my hair and didn't feel like I needed to re-moisturize. If my scalp wasn't on fire, I probably would have kept stretching it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So yeah, don't stress it out. Just if you want to get more information about the detox, of course, check out Black Girl Curls. They have a lot of information on their Instagram. They do a lot of lives talking about this method. Or check out my videos. I try to put all the information in one spot for you guys so you can get it if you don't want to pay to join their platforms. I think they have a digital salon where you can see what they do. But just know that this is a new process. There is a bit of learning curve associated with it, especially when it comes to styling and knowing what your hair is supposed to feel like. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us have been using products for so long and drenching our hair in products that we don't actually know what our hair feels like without the products, the gels, the this and the that.
Yeah. So I agree with everything that you just said. Somebody said something and now I've already forgotten what I was about to say. Darn. I wanted to say, if you all want to see behind the scenes footage from this discussion and everything like that, we did our little pregame, sipping our little alcohol. We did our pregame. That will be on my channel by this Friday at 5 p.m. That's the projected time that I believe I'll have it up. So if you all want to see the pregame, the behind the scenes, you can go over to my channel, FOADUNNI here on YouTube to see the pregame footage.
Perfect. Someone asked a question that I want to take care of here. There are quite different stylists doing this method with slightly different approaches. Which one is good? And at the end of the day, I want to say they all good. I mean, I hope they are. When it comes to... Sorry,
I can add to that. So if you see stylists with different approaches, do you like the end result? Do you like what's happening with their clients? Do you like the reviews? If you don't like what's happening with their client, if you don't like the reviews, then don't follow that philosophy. Different stylists may put their own different spin on this, but does it fit your lifestyle? Does this fit what you wanted to do with your hair? You have to be a picky, stupidity consumer, because you deserve to be. Give your hair the very best.
Check your receipts. Check the receipt. Make sure that what you see is something that you like. And just know that, different stylists do different things. I don't think we should be pitting stylists against each other at this point. I think at the end of the day, just take it from the stylist down to us. People do different things, and you can still get great results by doing different things. There's multiple ways to enter a castle. So don't start pitting stylists against each other. Just, that stylist did this, they must be wrong. Like, I don't think it works that way. Like Fo said, check the receipts and make sure that what they are preaching is something that you want to follow.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
And shout out to JC Freshly Rooted. That's a stylist in the comments if you all were wondering. I've started a relationship with her. She's awesome. Yeah. She's an awesome stylist. She's in there giving y'all some free game.
You're a stylist, girl. You should have said something. She's done
Yeah.
putting people on. You're right. I was like, who is this person? Well,
Yeah,
hi
Jesse.
sis, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Sheree also said, will you be going to a stylist?
I want to. I am in Canada, and I feel like it's a little bit more difficult where I am in my area. I haven't discovered a stylist that I love, that I like the receipts. So I think I may travel a little bit to either Montreal or Toronto to find a stylist. I really want to discuss my hair with a professional. I think I have a lot of questions in terms of, density, surface texture, all of that. So I would love to see a stylist, especially a curly, cut it kinky, whatever they're called, natural hair wash and go stylist, someone that's specified in natural hair, because I don't want to get my hair jacked up by someone out there. I just want to put it out there. So yes, I definitely will. People have questions if I will go back to oils and butters. At least not yet. I don't. At first, I felt like I was going to miss them, but I don't miss them as much as I thought I would. So I want to keep going and see what happens to my hair and how she changes over time. So I'm not going back yet.
Okay. I guess that's
it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I always say it. I know this was kind of long, but there was a lot of information to unpack when it comes to this. Especially when someone is telling you to do something that is so different than what we've been told, so different than what we were taught. So it's difficult to accept. But like I said, do not rob yourself of the chance or possibility of trying something new. At least give it a chance if you want to. I like to say that there's no pressure at all. Okay. Yeah. Is any last words, Fo, before we get up out of here?
I don't think I have any last words. We're supposed to do our twerk session. I'm just playing.
Oh my god, girl! I have nothing back there.
That's not true. You got something. You are doing good. Listen. You are good. You are good. You are qualified to twerk.
I was not. See, this is another thing. If you were not raised to twerk, it just doesn't. It doesn't work. I feel like my mom will bust out in this room, talk about what are you doing in these internet streets. It's not in my spirit to do that online.
Oh, I'm Nigerian, so we gonna shake a little something. We might not call it a twerk, but we gonna shake some. So that was a celebratory moment because I just feel like hats off to us for having this conversation, coming from two totally different perspectives and having this conversation in an amicable way. And I am so thankful to you, Jen, for having the platform for this opportunity. Thank you so much for being cool with this and just allowing this to happen. I'm so happy about it. It went wonderful. So thank you so much. And I know that we as natural hair influencers really can set a precedent for, how we can have these conversations and the care and just everything about this conversation. So I'm just really happy about how this went. So
absolutely. Yeah. I think we need to have these conversations, and if I have a platform where I can learn and teach better ways, I'm more than happy to do that. I don't want to be that person that's like, that's how it's always been done. Well, it's 2021 now. Okay, let's move with the times. So yeah, I appreciate us having this conversation. I want to continue having them. I know some people asked a few questions saying, will I have other YouTubers? Yeah, I would love to. I guess I'm gonna have to make friends in these online streets,
Yes, make friends. That's what I've been doing.
I'm more than happy to do that, and I want to end everything on a nice note. We can have difficult conversation without being pinned against each other. And when it comes to our hair, if it's working and you don't feel like changing things up, then don't. But if it's not working, then try something new.
Yep. All right.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to show some love and support to a natural hair YouTuber because it is rough out here for us. I always say it. It's not easy in these streets. Go ahead and follow Fo as she has some great content. all the 4C hair YouTubers, you know, Nappy Food, Latoya, Star Puppy. I always want to shout them out because there's not a lot of us with 4C hair.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. If you're looking for detoxers, people that have gone through the detox, that have kinkier hair that say that they're 4C, please check out Usone Precious. So Usone, Usone Precious, you know, the way that you spell Precious. So Usone Precious, she's also African. You could check out Adorned by Nicole. Check out Adorned by Nicole. She describes her hair as 4C, and she shows different hairstyles with the detox. So please, and also Adorned by Nicole has really nice brown color to her hair. It doesn't have a lot of sheen, and it's beautiful. It shows that everybody's hair doesn't have to have sheen or shine to be beautiful. So Adorned by Nicole, Adorned by Nicole. Yeah, I hope I spelled it right.
We're having a little trouble spelling. All right. Well, there's a lot of us doing this, and just make sure that you get the right information if you're going to try. I always say that because if you don't, then I don't know. I'll pray for you. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the time, and I will see you guys in my next video.